Alright, so we have our backup camera here. I ordered one that goes with the head unit, same brand. And this one is designed to basically just go behind the license plate. So it will hide and a little camera will just pop over. Or it comes with a different a bracket where you could just stick it somewhere a little bit more convenient. The way that this is set up is it has a slightly short length where there are some RC jacks, and then it has this whole jumper harness. Basically what we're going to have to do is feed this harness all the way to the front of the vehicle. This is probably the most time consuming and difficult part about this install. This has to go to the front of the vehicle. There's one wire back here, I believe it's this gray one, that we have to tie into the reverse light circuit, and then the rest of it goes forward and you have your power ground, and we'll get into that in a minute. But this will be the fun part, is it mounts here. We're going to try to tuck the wire to go up and follow the taillight wiring. On the underside of here, there's a few grommets where wires come through. We're going to try to fish it through, match those grommets, and then it comes over out right here and then it goes into the fender. So this will be fun. Going to be quite a bit of disassembly. Once it goes into the fender, it'll be pretty easy to hide up underneath the carpet. We'll have to chase it all the way through the car, probably down the side of the seat, and I'll probably run it along the floor trim here, all the way up underneath to the radio. So, alright, we got this loose. There's 8 of those wing nuts that hold this down. This will just give us a little bit better angle to be able to get through this grommet right here. I'm probably just gonna tuck the wire to come down and follow in here with everything else. The biggest concern that I have is these ends here. I just want these to be inside the vehicle. I don't want water and stuff getting inside of these, so as long as we can get that inside the vehicle, I think the rest of it will be pretty straightforward. Alright, I want to show you what I'm doing here. So we've got this line ran inside the car, and we're coming over here. Once I'm done, I'll take this and zip tie it up against the other harness that already runs along this edge. But in the meantime, I popped this grommet out because I'm trying to choose my battles here, and the stereo side is only one plug and a couple wires versus the camera side is 2 plugs. So I'm running this end up through here, and then I'm going to pop the stereo side from this side this way. It's a little bit easier to run things through these grommets from the inside out, if that makes sense, from the cup side out. Basically you just cut a new little slit to give yourself some room, pop it through. But in order to make this jaunt right here down this channel, you'll need a fish tape. I left my fish tape at work, but I have this piece of cable. This isn't a super long run, so as long as you can run something from the top down, it'll kind of follow itself. And then I'm going to fasten this here with either some tape or just tie it together, and then I'll pull this and it will pull that up in here, and I'll fasten all that. And then basically we're going to take this wire here on the camera and we're going to attach it to the positive lead of the reverse light. I'll need to check my schematic to figure out which one it is. I believe it's this one here, but we'll confirm that in a minute. Once we do that, once this is all buttoned up here, we can put our light back on, and then once we chase this through this grommet here, then we can shut the trunk and basically just be, well, we won't shut the trunk until we're done with the trunk, but then basically we'll be running that up along there, and we'll kind of just follow the factory wiring. And then we'll be done on the back end, and then we'll just fish the wire all the way up to the front. Probably end up using this cable a few more times, and then we'll be behind the stereo for the rest of it. So we've got everything ran inside here, down through this grommet here, and then through this grommet here, and it's dropping out right inside the trunk here. I'm gonna grab some small zip ties and just secure this as tight to follow this harness as we can. We don't want any wires flopping around like this, so throw on every 4 or 5 inches or whatever it takes to help it follow that curve. I also ran the chassis ground connection back down through this grommet as well. I'm going to extend this wire and run it inside. I didn't really see any really good spots to ground up here. I'm sure I could probably splice into a ground that exists, but I'd rather just run it forward and ground it. Alright, so this light green wire here is actually the positive for the reverse lamps. So we're going to splice this wire in to this wire. We're not going to use a T-style splice. I'm actually just going to cut it, put non-insulated butt connectors on both sides with some heat shrink. We'll basically make a Y out of it. I'll show you that here in just a minute. That's the way that I prefer to splice these. The T connections tend to just be real finicky and not very reliable. Once we do that, we can pull the rest of this wire tight, zip tie it all up, and put this back down, and the rear end's basically done, other than just routing this up in behind that seat over there. So that's our next step. So I had a little bit more wire to play with on the left one, so I went ahead and did it to that one. I had enough length. This right one was just a little bit tight. So basically what we've got here is, obviously you want to slide your stuff on first, but I got one wire in this end. I got 2 wires in this end. They're both tight, not coming out. I'm going to slide the heat shrink over it like that, so it gets a little bit on both sides. It's got the glue in it. I'm going to heat shrink it down, and that'll be a nice solid connection. So we got this all spliced in. I just threw some zip ties along this existing loom real quick. I got to get this back down. It keeps trying to fall on me. Careful on that. It's just balancing there. Got our wires zip tied together in there. Zip tied here. I still have to extend that ground wire and run it through here. But this will allow me to get this light housing back on and everything, and then we can move into the interior. Alright, so we're working on getting this trim piece off right here. It's a little bit tricky. You have to kind of twist it, pull up, and you'll see if I can get the camera to focus in there. There is some little tabs in there, right there. You can see the marks right here. These little tabs, and you have to kind of pry back and then use a flathead screwdriver to kind of open up the little clamps. I'll see if you can see on this one. You can kind of see that one right there. Oh, it all came up together, but that'll work for this side. But here's a underside view of what we're dealing with. So these little guys right here don't want to let go, so you have to kind of pry those little tabs off of at least this first one, and then you should be able to get it up. Alright, so in order to fish our stuff from the trunk, we're going to have to at least remove the bottom part of the seat. We'll see if we can get away with just doing that. You might have to pull the rear seat. To get the bottom of the seat off, if you reach your finger underneath here, you'll see these little loops. And they're kind of a pain, but you just kind of tug on those loops and lift up, and it will release the seat. Alright, so the seat's out. So what we're trying to get to is, you can kind of see there's a little bulge right here. And there's a grommet and a harness that comes through right there. And that's where we're trying to get. So now that we've got this piece and the seat up, I think we should be able to just kind of pull this carpet. I was wrong, it's not a grommet, it just lays over the top right here. So, but that's our routing. So we're trying to follow this harness. So it looks like right here, looks like that's where our harness is. So I'm gonna try to just fish that wire up there so I don't have to pull the back seat. We'll see if that works. All right, so I used a little bit of that 8-gauge wire I had, and I was able to thread it in there a little bit. And if you pull this down, we can see our 8-gauge wire right here. So we don't have to pull the back seat. So we're just gonna tie up our wire we're trying to pull and pull it through. Also, I did pull this extra wire here. I'm gonna extend that ground wire and just run it all the way to the front, combine it with all the other grounds that are related. Along the way, I really haven't found any chassis grounds. I'm sure that if I looked hard enough, I'd find one. But for, you know, I've got the wire. I'm just gonna pull it all the way front and connect it with the other grounds in that radio harness, so it can all be kind of tied together. Alright, we've done the same thing in the front seat. I found that if you just pull kind of straight up, you don't necessarily have to undo these tabs. They're attached to this pinch weld. You might get lucky and be able to pop it up in kind of all one piece. Pull the carpet back, and you can see the harness. Pull this kick panel right here. Kind of goes together the same way. You just kind of pull straight back towards you. It'll come off. And then I'm fishing using my 8-gauge wire since I forgot my fish tape. I fished it to the back seat. See that wire right there? And I'll tie up my, sorry about that, we'll tie up my harness, my camera harness, and keep pulling it forward. Once we get to that kick panel here, it's pretty self-explanatory from there. You'll just run it up and kind of behind everything. You might have to drop this glove box down to get your hand in there, but you got this access panel where the fuse box is too. You can kind of snake some stuff. We'll just pull it all the way to the radio. So we've got basically the back seat area done. Ran that wire, just kind of secured it to this other harness along the way so that it can't dangle out or anything crazy. So I'm gonna button up the back seat area and probably the trunk area. I still need to connect my ground here. I've got this spool of wire that I pulled, so I'll bring the rest up through this grommet here and connect that wire, and then the rear end will be done. And then we're just going to do the same thing where we zip tie the wires up along the harness up in the front here. I'll run it up into the dash. Alright, we're all buttoned up. I was able to run it right up through here. If you drop your glove box down and kind of let it hang, you can fish those wires right through. So I've got them all pulled through here, ready to go. So got them all pulled right in here so we can hook everything up. And then we have power, so ignition on power. See here, coming from our connector, and we have stereo ignition power, camera ignition power, and steering wheel controller box ignition power. And then the same thing with the ground. Let's find it real quick. Oh, it's right here in my hand. So with the ground, I did one on each end, but to the stereo, to the camera, to the steering wheel control box. So we have 4 wires going to ground, 4 wires to power. So that's 1 in and 3 out on each. So, and then the rest of it all hooked up, just color to color match. Then over here, we've got our antenna. I use an antenna extender. We've got our GPS. And last but not least, we have our input here to our backup camera. So now everything's all installed. I'll show you that this works. As soon as you put it in reverse, that reverse signal will trigger and backup camera will turn on. Pretty good quality backup camera. I'm actually pretty impressed with the image quality. Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out my other video on the rest of the install on this head unit. It'll have a little bit more in-depth instructions on wiring, etc. But this video was just a supplemental video to that video, so that video wasn't so long. But pretty impressed with this Atoto head unit that I got online for pretty inexpensive. So like I said, check out that other video, and you'll be able to see a little bit more of the wiring and hookup of the head unit itself. If you've already got a head unit, this backup camera walkthrough will be very similar to 90% of all head units. They all are set up pretty much the same. Power, ground, reverse light signal. It doesn't have to be the Atoto, but yeah, hopefully this helped you out. Nice clean install, no wires or anything hanging out. Ran all the way from the back to the front. So thanks for watching, and make sure to drop a like and a subscribe. That helps me so I can keep making content like this. Appreciate it.